Hey there, it's Rebecca. Before we dive into today's episode, I have something exciting to share. If you've been dreaming about starting your own interior design business, but you're feeling stuck on what to do first, how to set things up legally, or even how to find your first clients, this is your sign. Doors are now open for my Launch Your Business Bootcamp, an 8-week step-by-step program designed to help you build a profitable design business from the ground up. You'll learn everything from clarifying your brand and setting up your systems to getting your contracts and finances in order so you can start your business with confidence and direction. I'll be walking alongside you the whole way, mentoring you through each step so you're never left wondering what to do next. And the best part? You'll be part of a community of other designers doing it right alongside you. So, if you're ready to stop dreaming and finally launch your design business the right way, go sign up now at ourworddesign.com. You'll also find the link in the show notes. All right, let's get into today's episode. You're now listening to Design Curious, a place where you, creative one, are here to learn about what it really is like to be an interior designer. And I'm your host and mentor, Rebecca Ward. If you're worried about how to succeed in a creative career, if you're ready to learn your next steps to become an interior designer, and if you want the satisfaction of doing something you love every day, you are in the right place. Grab a coffee, a notebook, and let's dig into today's episode. Hello, and welcome to episode 171 of Design Curious Podcast. I'm your host and mentor, Rebecca Ward. It's the last episode of the year. I don't always do episodes in these 2 weeks, but here I am. I wanted to do some reflection on 2025 up to this point and going forward for 2026. I'm going to share my word of the year for both years and kind of my reflection about how I implemented that and my vision for going forward. Have you done your vision planning yet? Do you do a vision board? I love doing a vision board each year, a visual representation of how I think I want the year to look and the goals that I have. So like this last year, I had a new car on my vision board and it came to fruition. I loved going along my vision board and kind of checking off things like, oh, I did that. We went to Disneyland, check. And then I had all these things, work and personal related. And it was just so satisfying to have a vision at the beginning of last year that I could see most of the things that I was working towards came to fruition. Some things are going to take a little bit longer, not a problem. We'll just move them forward into 2026. So as I do every year, I love to take time to reflect on what this past year has brought me, what I've accomplished, what I can learn, and how I can improve on it for next year to make it even better for me so I can achieve the goals that I have. And I want to thank you all for being here because I really enjoy podcasting and I hear so many positive things, feedback from you guys listening about the podcast. So I'm going to keep doing it as long as you're enjoying it, as long as I enjoy it, and as long as there's curious creatives out there who want to hear more about interior design. So I hope to expand it and increase our reach next year for the podcast is always one of my goals. I just love sharing what I'm passionate about with as many people as possible. So, of course, you are a big part of that. If you like and share the episodes, if you can leave me reviews, Apple reviews on the podcast, that would be really helpful. So this year, for 2025, my word of the year was centered, and it was definitely something I held in mind as I established what my goals were for the year. I wanted to be unflappable, basically, in the face of economic uncertainty. The year before, we had had a lot of things going on. There's been a lot of talk about how after COVID, after that big boom, then people kind of quieted down. They did so much design work during COVID and the pandemic and the couple of years that followed it that the demand for new design and remodeling had decreased a lot by 2024. And so that started some economic uncertainty for lots of designers. I didn't like that feeling, so I definitely wanted to be more centered in 2025 and make sure I was establishing financial security and fine-tuning my processes and making sure everything was in place so that I could be more centered. And through that process, I realized that, my company has become so streamlined and efficient that we are able to do things so much quicker, just the two of us, just me and Lily right now. And we can process some projects pretty well on our own. And also I realized that as I cut out a few of the fluffy things I don't need in my business, cut the fat a little bit, that we could run pretty lean. And so we are in a really good place now to start scaling back up again, to establish some more profit and everything. But I love coming from a place now of more financial security and streamlined so that we can remain centered as we move forward out of 25. We've had a lot of fun projects, of course. You can go to my website or to my Instagram and look at all the fun things that we've been working on. And I kind of worked on the phrase of everyday luxury, incorporating that concept into my brand, a phrase that I really honed in on as the year progressed. Just resonated with me, and I loved the idea of bringing everyday luxury to every client. What does luxury look like, right? So I did a whole podcast episode on that, so you can go back and listen to everyday luxury, how I define that. And then I did a lot more with the mentorship. We started Bootcamp, and I ran a retreat for some local designers that I'm looking to do again, and I might expand it to even more people outside of the area. Designers who need to get centered, basically, and learn how to communicate better with their clients, with their team, and learn more about yourself so you can just be the best business owner, best designer, and best leader in your circle, in your sphere of influence. I also had a great trip to Napa that I planned a retreat for my international design group, my Design Leaders Collective group. They all came to California and I hosted them in Napa, which was just so much fun. I love going to Napa. And so it was a joy to have designers from all over the country, all over the world coming and just taking a few days to focus on our business in a beautiful environment of Napa Valley. All of these things went together to help really establish more certainty, more centeredness in my business. And then I also I talked about my personal retreat days. So I took those quarterly and set aside a whole day so that I could go through what my goals are for the quarter upcoming and make sure that I have made progress on my annual goals that I was trying to do personally and professionally. And just having that day of reflection. I would even use ChatGPT to ask me questions, to kind of dig deeper into making sure that I was so intentional about that time that I was setting aside to really work on my business instead of in my business. And then I would, do something fun on that day. So one of my goals for this year was to give my wardrobe an upgrade. So I started with a color scheme and style and everything like that towards the beginning of the year. And then I would do a little bit of shopping trips on these personal retreat days as well. So that's been a lot of fun this year. And I think next year I'm going to keep doing it, but I might incorporate, instead of a shopping day, now that my wardrobe's a little better established, that I might do maybe a massage or something like that to help me relax and just be something that I look forward to. If that resonates with you, then go ahead and take that for yourself. AI became a huge player. Like I talked about using ChatGPT. I use her all the time now. She's a she for me. That's how I talk about her. I call her Chatty. I also am aware of her limitations and not overly relying on her. But we've had speakers come to my Design Leaders Collective monthly meetings to talk about how to incorporate AI, use it to help with emails and different design things that we need to do. And then also even for presentations, there's some great apps out there that can help you put together things so quickly and such a time saver. So yeah, AI is not going away. And so I realized that I definitely have to embrace it. I have to learn how to use it, stay relevant. It's there to help enhance creativity, not to replace it. Clients seem this year to be wanting a lot of authenticity and longevity in spaces that feel personal. Color is returning with confidence, and everyone's voting for timeless over trendy. We've done a lot of designer for a day consultations this year. It's really something that I continue to love, and it's just a nice offering for the DIY client who wants professional guidance and wants to be able to implement on their own and doesn't want the full service. And so I love being able to meet clients at all different levels of where they need it. So we did a lot of those this year, and that was a lot of fun for us. So all these goals and reflections and things, I have continued to use my full focus planner. This is my third year of implementing it, and I'm, a full convert. I plan to keep using it as long as I am alive, because I think that it's so beneficial to have all your goals, personal and professional, in one place. Always reminded about things to be grateful for, what you did that was best today, and helping you to break down your goals into more of a daily application, but then still achieving overall annual goals. And I just love the whole system. We have episodes on that too, if you want to go back and listen to that with Sierra Collins. So where do we go from here? Well, after a year of staying centered, I want to bring that light outward. And so I want to shine it out and uplift and infuse my joy into my work and my mentorship in my home. So I've picked the word radiant for 2026. And I think that it's going to inspire more conversations, have more visibility with designers, stories, and fresh ways to help you guys take action. So I'm going to bring radiance into the podcast. I'm going to bring it into my mentorship community and stepping confidently into helping others go into entrepreneurship and into the career. And then I'm going to bring it to my business by continuing to do design spaces that glow with color and warmth and luxury rooted in daily living. So there's going to be radiance in all that I do. So what feeling or quality do you want to embody in 26? Write it down and let it guide you as you are working on your goals for next year. I'm going to continue to explore radiance, and I think that it's definitely going to flow into my personal life as well. When I try to find a word of the year, I write down a bunch of different words that I kind of think of the direction that I'm going, and then I'll look through thesaurus and different things. And I was reading through all similar words to this, but radiant just popped out to me. And so I knew that that's something I need to hold on to and explore the definition even more of how it can be applied in 26. As I'm writing my goals now for 2026, I'm keeping radiance in mind, and I'm sure you'll see it going forward in the episodes, in the offerings, and in my visibility for next year. Okay, and one thing I want you to remember as you're thinking about setting goals and intentions for 2026, or maybe a word of the year, that these are here to help you and you can make them what you need them to be. That there's no judgment if you are not succeeding in all of them by the end of January. You want to set goals that you can work on over time that are probably going to take you a couple of quarters to implement. I mean, some short goals are fine too. But you want to have overarching for the year, and you want to have some short goals. And goals are not like, even with diet, say, like people like to have a diet start January 1st, and then by the 5th day, then they're off the diet. And then they're like, okay, well, that's it for this year. No, that's not what your goal is. You set a goal because you want to improve yourself. That's always going to be a work in progress. And it always needs to be intentional. And the best way to be intentional is to set a goal and to break it down in processes to help you implement it. If anything, like maybe you make intentionality your word for 26. I dare you, what would happen if you made intention your word for 26? What does that mean in your life? So think about it. Or if you have another word you want to share with me, I'd love to hear it. So all the fun things for you in the show notes. I've got free downloads. We've got the Bootcamp starting in January. We've got my design mentor. I'm going to have so many great things for you in 2026. So stay tuned for next year, which is going to be here before you know it. We are going to have another great episode. So until then, stay creative and Happy New Year. Thanks for listening. If you love this episode, please leave a rating and a review. This helps me reach other curious creatives like you. If you have a topic request or would like to contact me, simply head over to my website, rwarddesign.com, or email me at podcast@rwarddesign.com.